NBA's top 100 players. Bleacher Report ranked the top 100 players ever. And let's go through the first 12. At 12, we got Hakeem Olajuwon. At 11, we got Kobe Bryant. At 10, we got Steph Curry. 9, Wilt Chamberlain. 8, Larry Bird. 7, Tim Duncan. 6, Shaq. 5, Bill Russell. 4, Magic Johnson. 3, Kareem. 2, LeBron. Number 1, MJ. So, my first issue with this list is how in the hell does Bleacher Report have Kobe Bryant ranked as the 11th greatest player of all time? The disrespect to the Black Mamba? Are they out of their damn minds to have the Black Mamba ranked 11th? I know Kobe is rolling over in his grave right now. God rest his soul. He got to be rolling over in his grave because we are talking about a 5-time NBA champion, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. He won NBA MVP in 2008. He's a 18-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA first-team player. He has 9 NBA All-Defensive first-team selections. And in my eyes, Kobe Bryant is equivalent to Michael Jordan. I'm going to say it again for the folks in the back. Kobe Bryant is equivalent to Michael Jordan. There is no way in hell that you can convince me and tell me that Steph Curry, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Shaq, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Kareem are better players than Kobe Bryant ever was. And all due respect to those guys that I just named. But make no mistake about it. As great of a player that Shaquille O'Neal was, as great of a player Magic Johnson was, as great of a player Kareem was, none of the players I just named are better players or were better Lakers than Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is the greatest Los Angeles Laker in NBA history. He's their franchise best player. When I think about the Chicago Bulls, I think about Michael Jordan. When I think about the Miami Heat, I think about Dwayne Wade. When I think about the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think about LeBron James. When I think about the San Antonio Spurs, I think about Tim Duncan. When I think about the LA Lakers, I think about Kobe Bryant. Not Shaq, not Magic, not Kareem. Okay? Let's please stop with the disrespect. The disrespect. And then you got those folks out there who try and say that Kobe was a bus rider during the Lakers three-peat in the early 2000s with Shaq. They say that Shaq was the undisputed best player on those Lakers teams. They talk about it like it's a significant gap. Like they speak on it like it's the gap between Jordan and Pippen or LeBron and Kyrie. And it's not. This is Kobe Bryant during the 2001 Western Conference semifinals and Western Conference finals. Kobe, game 1 against the Sacramento Kings. 29 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 44% from the floor. Game 2, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 47% from the floor. Game 3, 36 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 46% from the floor. Game 4, 48 points, 16 rebounds. He shot 52% from the floor. Let's go to the Western Conference Finals. Game 1, 45 points, 10 rebounds. He shot 54% from the floor. Game 2, he shot 46% from the floor with 28 points. Game 3, 36 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, nearly dropped the triple-double, and he shot 52% from the floor. And in Game 4, 34 points, 11 assists, shot 53% from the floor. Let's stop the disrespect to the Black Mamba. Please, please. This is getting out of hand. And they got Steph Curry ranked at 10 and Kobe ranked at 11. And I love Steph Curry. Let me be very, very clear. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in NBA history. But he is not a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. And the only thing that Steph can do better than Kobe is shoot the three-point shot. That's it. That is the only thing that Steph Curry can do on a basketball court better than Kobe Bryant. He's a better perimeter shooter. That's it. Kobe Bryant is a better all-around scorer than Steph Curry is. Kobe Bryant is a better defender than Steph Curry could ever dream of being. Okay? And Kobe Bryant is more clutch slightly than Steph Curry is. And they got Shaq at 6, right? Shaq is a 4-time NBA champion, and Kobe is a 5-time NBA champion. So once Shaq departed LA, everybody was talking about, like, okay, what is Kobe going to do now? Well, after Shaq departed from LA, Kobe had 3 finals appearances and won 2 of those 3 finals appearances. He won a championship and 2 finals MVPs with Pau Gasol as his running mate and the second best player on the LA Lakers. And I love Pau Gasol. But Pau Gasol is honestly on the level of more like a Chris Bosh to me. Pau Gasol is not a top 20 or top 30, damn near not even a top 40 player of all time. I'm not sure where Pau Gasol is on this list, but Pau Gasol is not as great of a player as other Batmans have had. Seriously. Like, Pau Gasol is not as good as Scottie Pippen was. Pau Gasol is not as good as a Dwayne Wade was. And I'm speaking from the Robin standpoint because LeBron was Batman, D-Wade was Robin in Miami, Jordan was Batman in Chicago, and Pippen was Robin. Pau Gasol is not on the level of a Dwayne Wade or a Scottie Pippen. Okay? Let's be very, very clear about that. And those Lakers teams, after Shaq left, the Lakers teams that got to the NBA Finals 3 times, those Laker teams were not super teams. They were only great because of Kobe Bean Bryant. That's why the Lakers got to the Finals 3 times after Shaq left. And the one year they beat Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic, which I knew they would beat them. But then they beat the Boston Celtics, a Celtics team that had Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Kevin Garnett. And Kobe Bryant single-handedly took them down in 7 games. Now, the first time they lost to the Celtics, I believe it was in 07, if I'm not mistaken, or 08. And then they met 2 years later because the next year, Kobe beat Dwight Howard in the Orlando Magic, and then they beat the Celtics in the 3rd finals appearance for the Lakers. And so Kobe Bryant being 11th on this list is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, Kobe Bryant is a top 3 player in NBA history. Now, we can go back and forth on how you feel about Kobe and LeBron and Michael Jordan, but the three greatest players in NBA history are Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, in no specific order. No specific order. And I am a Kobe guy. I will admit, I am a Kobe fan. I became a Kobe fan specifically in the latter part of his career because you have to respect his greatness. But the problem is, when Kobe played, the media did not like Kobe. They didn't like Kobe because Kobe was not pleasant and he was not easy to deal with. Teammates did not care for Kobe either. And because of that, I believe that's why we don't appreciate the greatness of the Black Mamba. I think that's the biggest reason why Kobe only won one NBA MVP. Think about that for a second. How in the hell does Steve Nash have multiple NBA MVPs and Kobe Bryant only has one NBA MVP? That is ridiculous. But that's because the media did not like Kobe when he played. And they tried to show him a little respect once he stopped playing. But now that he's passed away, and he's been passed away for a few years now the disrespect is all of a sudden coming back. And I am here to tell you now, I watch the games. And there is no way in hell you can convince me that there are 10 better players all time than Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant is equivalent to Michael Jordan. And there are some things that I watched Kobe do better than Jordan. But Jordan's great too. Let me be very clear. Jordan is great. Okay? Kobe is great. I am a fan of both of their play styles. But to say that there are 10 players better than Kobe Bryant is absolutely ridiculous. Now, my other issue with this list, let's go through 13 through 24. At 13, you got KD. 14, Oscar Robertson. 15, Jerry West. 16, Kevin Garnett. 17, Jokic. 18, Dirk Nowitzki. 19, David Robinson. 20, Dr. J. 21, Moses. 22, Karl Malone. 23, Dwayne Wade. 24, Giannis. To me, I have an issue with KD being 13 and the Joker being 17. Honestly, I believe right now the Joker should already be considered a better player than Kevin Durant. And I love Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. But I believe that Nikola Jokic, one championship is more meaningful than KD's 2 championships. And KD has 1 NBA MVP. Jokic has 3 NBA MVPs and counting. And he was the undisputed best player on that Denver Nuggets team that won an NBA championship 2 years ago. So I'm taking Jokic over Kevin Durant right now. And I love Kevin Durant. But I'm taking Jokic over Kevin Durant. And I think Kevin Durant is a top 20 player all time, though. He is. But I still think Kevin Durant needs to win 1 NBA championship to solidify his legacy outside of Golden State. And to me, if he can do that, we can start having the conversations about Kevin Durant being, top 15-ish. But I think he's top 20-ish for sure, but not at 30. He should be 13 to me. He should be 13. But that's my thoughts on the 13 through 24 part. Now let's go to the 51 through 60. 51, Ray Allen. 52, Dwight Howard. 53, Gary Payton. 54, Reggie Miller. 55, Bill Walton. 56, Shays. 57, Luka. 58, Willis Reed. 59, Tracy McGrady. And 60 is Carmelo Anthony. My biggest issue with 51 through 60, why in the hell was Tracy McGrady ranked above Carmelo Anthony? As great as T-Mac was, and T-Mac was great, there was a point in time where I was comparing T-Mac to Kobe. I was saying the same thing that Kobe does on the basketball court, you get that from T-Mac as well. But T-Mac was injury prone, and the man never got out of the first round. He never won a playoff series. Carmelo Anthony, at least in 2009, he got the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. Now they lost, but they lost to Kobe in the Western Conference Finals. So at least Melo got the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. So how in the hell is T-Mac going to be ranked above Carmelo Anthony when T-Mac never won a playoff series and Melo won multiple playoff series and got the Nuggets to a Western Conference Finals appearance? And Melo was more consistent and more durable than T-Mac was. T-Mac was injury prone, and to me, T-Mac never really lived up to his potential because of his injuries. And we know T-Mac is a great player, but he could have been an even better player had he been able to stay healthy, and he could not stay healthy. Okay? So T-Mac should not be ranked higher than Carmelo. They got Luka at 57. I think that's a little high for me. Now, I know Luka has multiple first-team All-Pros on his resume as a player, and Luka is one of the best scorers that we have in the NBA. But to me, in order to be considered a great player, you have to play some type of defense. Like, people are going to say, well, Allen Iverson didn't play much defense, but Allen Iverson led the NBA in steals multiple years, I believe. So at least attempted and tried to play defense. Luka plays absolutely no defense whatsoever. He's always out of shape. Now, there are reports out of LA that Luka is in better shape now than he has been in prior years. So good for him. But I don't think Luka should be 57th on the all-time greatest players list. That's high for me. Luka has not won an NBA championship yet. He hasn't won an NBA MVP yet. But he's a tremendous scorer, but he doesn't play any defense whatsoever. Now, Melo doesn't play any defense either. I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, overall, and I'm not saying that Melo's better than Luka anyway. I'm just saying that I think 57 is a little bit high for me. I was listening to First Things First, and Nick Wright, he's a Luka guy. He said Luka could be a top 20 player all time when it's said and done. And to me, I believe that Luka is a little overrated. I've said this for the last 2 years, and folks have killed me on the internet. But Luka is overrated in my eyes. He's an elite scorer, and he's a tremendous playmaker. But Luka plays zero defense. As a matter of fact, he's a liability defensively. At least Melo could rotate and be a help side defender. Players like Melo and Iverson in their prime. But Luka doesn't play defense whatsoever. He's a liability. And opposing teams actually, they look to try and attack Luka on the defensive end of the floor. That's how bad of a defender Luka is. But Luka's a great offensive player, and I do believe he is a top 100 player of all time. I just don't think he should be at 57. Also, they got Reggie Miller on here. I love Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. But it's hard for me to say Reggie Miller's better than Melo and some of these other players. Like, I don't know. That's kind of tough for me. That's kind of tough. Let me know what y'all think. I don't know. That one's tough. Reggie Miller is a great shooter, and he did get the Indiana Pacers to an NBA Finals. So Reggie Miller is definitely a top 100 player of all time. I just don't know if he's 54th. I don't know about that. Now, one of my biggest gripes with the top 100 list, let's go to 91 through 100. At 91, you got Chauncey Billups. 92, Lenny Wilkins. 93, Jason Tatum. 94, Sharman. 95, Dubashire. 96, Dumars. 97, Bernard King. 98, Klay Thompson. 99, Bing. And 100, Artis Gilmore. But players that are ranked above Tatum, they got Draymond Green at 88, Jimmy Butler at 83, and Paul George at 78. Paul George is not a better player than Jason Tatum. How in the hell is Paul George ranked at 78 and Jason Tatum is ranked at 93 and Tatum is an NBA champion? Paul George is not a better player than Jason Tatum is. They got Jimmy Butler ranked at 83. He also is not a better player than Jason Tatum. Now, Jimmy Butler has beaten Tatum in the postseason. But once Tatum won his NBA championship in 2023 for the Celtics, that all went out the window. The Jimmy Butler being better than Jason Tatum argument completely went out the window once Tatum became an NBA champion. And since Tatum been in the NBA, the Boston Celtics have been a playoff team every year during his tenure as a Boston Celtic. Jason Tatum has 2 NBA Finals appearances on his resume. He has multiple All-NBA first team appearances on his resume as well. And Jason Tatum has been the best player on the Boston Celtics during their recent playoff runs over the last 7-8 years. Now, Jaylen Brown's a great player, but Jaylen Brown's not better than Jason Tatum. But I think like I said with Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts has so much around him, with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith, with Saquon Barkley, we try to devalue Jalen Hurts. We also try to devalue Jason Tatum as well because he's playing alongside of Jaylen Brown and Derek White, who's elevated as one of the best defensive guards in the NBA. We try to devalue Tatum because he's playing with a proven veteran in Al Horford. He's played in the past with a 20 points per game score at one point, and Kristaps Porzingis. So we try to downplay and devalue Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum is extremely, extremely criticized unfairly, and he should be definitely ranked above 93. 93 is ridiculous. Jason Tatum is a better player than Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Period. So those are my thoughts on the NBA top 100 players list. Got a few gripes, but the biggest gripe for me is Kobe being at 11. Absolutely ridiculous for these clowns to have Kobe Bryant ranked as the 11th greatest player of all time. Stop the nonsense.